on the way.
Boogeyman band coming round the bend. Is Boogeyman band? Is Boogeyman band?
Greetings, fellow Fright Fiends, and thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's video is going to be a horror movie review. This is one that I hadn't seen in a very, very long time. This movie originally premiered on HBO. It was actually a theatrical release that actually premiered 3 months before it hit theaters on HBO back in 1997. We're going back quite a ways, but I remember watching this on HBO back in the day. It starred an actor who passed away, unfortunately, from cancer back in 2017. He was an actor I absolutely loved, the late, great Miguel Ferrer. And the name of the movie is The Night Flier. Now, I did a video recently showcasing some items I picked up at Rasputin's, a secondhand record and DVD, Blu-ray store that I like to go to. It's even stamped as a Rasputin collectible right there in the corner. This is a very hard to find movie, and it was one that I hadn't seen in probably 15 years, maybe even more than that. But found it. I got it for under 20 bucks. I've seen this thing online go for probably 40 to 50 bucks. So I don't know what the decrease in value was or why all of a sudden these were magically available in the store. Sometimes when I see stuff like this, I think, is there like a Arrow release or a Scream Factory release that's on the horizon, but I haven't heard anything official of late. This actually comes from the short story collection Nightmares and Dreamscapes, this mammoth Stephen King book. I believe this was released in 1993. This was after Needful Things had been released, so 1992, 1993. And I have it marked right here where it is. And there you go, right there, The Night Flier. So pretty much what The Night Flier deals with, you have a reporter named Richard Dees who's on the trail of a vampire murderer who goes by the name of Dwight Renfield. And Dwight Renfield travels to different air bases by plane and wreaks carnage as he arrives at these different locations. For the cast, you have Miguel Ferrer as Richard Dees, Julie Entwistle as Catherine Blair, Dan Monahan as Marion Morrison, and Michael H. Moss as Dwight Renfield. The movie is, of course, based on the short story by Stephen King. Screenplay was done by Mark Pavia and Jack O'Donnell, and the movie was directed by Mark Pavia. So yeah, this movie, revisiting this movie, because like I said, I hadn't seen it in a long time, but I watched it the day that I bought it several weeks ago. This film has a very much a made-for-television look to it. It does look like a movie that would have been made for television back in the 90s. Just the way that it was shot, the cinematography. The thing that I really love about this film is how brutal it is. And the carnage that Dwight Renfield wrecks on these folks that run these different airfields that he's flying to is absolutely brutal and really well done. Very gory film. Also, Miguel Ferrer plays just a slimy reporter. He had that great balance of charisma and arrogance that just really just he could play anybody, and I loved him in everything that he did. You know, he was just one of my favorite actors for some reason. After seeing him in RoboCop, I just loved seeing him in anything that he did. And I love the character of Richard Dees, who he'll do anything to get the story, and you just see just how he manipulates situations, the way he treats the character of Catherine, who's kind of fresh, up-and-coming reporter. Now he fucks her over and things like that. And I just love the dynamic between those two in this film, because they're both after the story, but he's going to play dirty to get it, because, you know, he wants to be on the front page. He wants to be the one that's known for uncovering the story about this man that's going around and murdering people at these different places. And yeah, I just love all of it. I love the special effects in it. Like I said, you know, it is a little dated. This is going back to the 90s, but it is pretty much practical effects. I mean, you know, this was before CGI really took off. I mean, these were still when they were doing more practical effects in films. And it's gory, it's fun. It has a very Tales from the Crypt vibe. This actually feels like it could have been a movie in the Tales of the Crypt universe. I had so much fun with this film, and it was so great. It was like revisiting an old friend that I hadn't seen in a long time. I'm grateful to have picked this up and watched it, and I can't recommend The Night Flier enough. I don't know if it's available on streaming sites. Like I said, it was a miracle that I found this. They actually had 2 copies of it. I probably should have bought both of them, but yeah, I'm grateful to have had this. It's a lot of fun. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of Miguel Ferrer, if you love Stephen King, if you're a fan of vampire stories. No one really talks about this one, and it's one that I'm so grateful to have. And like I said, it does have that dated feel. It does feel like a 90s film, but it is, you know, it is rated R. It does have a lot of gore in it, which is great. There's scenes in it that are right out of the short story, especially one scene in the bathroom that I remember reading that in the actual short story and going, fuck, that's creepy as hell. And it's in the film, and I always loved that that is included here. The ending is a little bit different in the movie than it was in the short story, but I like the way it's done. Yeah, I love The Night Flier, one of my favorite vampire films. If I had to give it a rating on my scale, I would give The Night Flier 4.5 skulls. So that is my review of The Night Flier. Like I said, it's kind of one of those scarce Stephen King adaptations that no one really talks about in this mammoth short story collection, Nightmares and Dreamscapes from the early 90s. Again, I think The Night Flier is a fantastic short story. It's a fantastic movie. I definitely recommend people checking out the story itself and then also trying to find the movie. Again, I happened upon it. It was kind of a fluke that I found it, but so grateful to have it. If anybody else is a fan of the film or has seen it, leave me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Would love to hear from everyone. And also want to give a special shout out to my good friend Phil over at Phil's Creepy Vids. Just want to say I'm so grateful to have a friend like him. We really kept in touch during this whole crazy pandemic. He's based out of Canada, and I'm here in California. And during these times where I haven't seen a lot of my, friends, that are close here to where I live, it's been great to, have fun little conversations here, like video chats with Phil and talking about horror collectibles. And he's just a great guy. Sent me an awesome box of cool collectibles this past summer. And his channel is fantastic. He does a lot of live streaming now. And I just really appreciate his friendship, and I think everybody should go and check out Phil's Creepy Vids. Link down below. Help support that guy. He's amazing. He's an awesome guy. And just want to say thank you, Phil, for your friendship. It's really meant a lot this crazy fucking year, and even before then. But your friendship means a lot, and I want to just see your channel continue to succeed because you're a great guy and you deserve it. So that's going to be it for right now. Have a lot of videos. Just been struck. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I just did a video announcing some of the stuff I'm going to be doing. This Night Flier was one of them. I'm also going to be talking about Krampus. I'm probably going to do a review of Gremlins, which I've never done. And then also Expendables, Boogeyman Break Time retrospective coming up. Thanks so much for the support. I hope everyone's doing well and has a nice weekend. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always.